Hello everyone. Today we are here to talk about, well, we are in the middle of the year and I want to briefly talk about the books that I've been reading and, my top books for the year so far and the top books, that I've read and the less good. In terms of books I read as of today, which is 9th of July, but I'm not counting the ones that I read in July. So I read 85 books, 84 books, sorry. In terms of this, I had some great books, to be honest. I was surprised with some because I usually I don't give 5-star books that often. It's something that I already talk about this. It seems that as I grow old, the quality must improve so I can give a 5-star book. Uh, or I will not give it. It's that simple. Fortunately, because I wish I could have, to give more 5-star books, but unfortunately that's not how it is. So some honorable mentions that I want to talk before jumping to the top 10. uh, let's start with the Age of Rot. Age of Rot is a book that deals with it's published by Olo Press, which is a company that deals with art books and things that doesn't exist. In this case, for example, it's about a game that does not exist. So imagine you have this art book depicting like the characters that you are choosing to play a game of a grim dark story with artwork, with story, and so on. It travels. It shows you the what you're getting, what you're fighting for, and so on. But it's about a book. It's like a game book of a book that does a game of does not exist. It's pretty cool. I've read 4 of them last year, this year, and enjoying them all. Then another honorable mention that which two of them I have to finish several of his books. It's Herald of Ruin by Tim Pratt. This is the second novel on this trilogy, dealing with Carl Stanford in Warhammer. Sorry, not Warhammer. In the Lovecraftian share world called Arkham Horror, published by Aconite Books, and this is the second book. I really enjoyed this one. Surprised at how good I felt reading the book. Then, this is the first book by Anthony M. Strong. It's called What Vengeance Comes, a Joe Decker thriller. There are like, I believe, 70 novels. I've read one. I have two more on the deck to read. And I enjoyed so much. This is each book, for what I understand, there is like a overgrowing plot, but in the end, it's like the monster of the week kind of stuff. X Files. In this case, it's about a monster in in um, in the southern America. So moonshiners and so on. So it's very cool. It's Lupugaru, as you call it. Now, these are the three honorable mentions. There is another honorable mention, which it's not a book per se. It's a series that I'm reading, a manga, which is Claymore series. This is book 11. All of them have been pretty good, around giving 4 or 5 stars, so it's pretty good. But I don't want to put them here joined with these books. Now, also I have to talk about the books that I didn't enjoy. I read a couple of Doctor Who stories, which I didn't enjoy. It being really problematic for me to read these kind of stories. They delve a lot with woke themes. They deal a lot with stuff that I don't care particularly. I mean, I've read only Doctor 1 and 2 and 3, usually the first ones, and they just don't feel like they are those doctors anyhow. And having watch the series, and I did watch the series in the not in the 60s. I watched it like 10 years ago, but I did watch it. These characters don't feel like they are, well, they will behave like that, which is unfortunately. And they put modern themes on these daughters, which, as you probably know, it's not the case, but whatever. Then there were a couple of disappointing reads for me. The Auctioneer by Joan Sampson. It's quite horror, but I didn't enjoy it that much. There was a book from Alien that I watched, that I read, which Nightmare Asylum, and The Female War. The first one was good, the second and third were not good. There was a Lee Montfort novel I didn't care, which is Tormented. One I rated 5 stars, this one I rated 2 stars, so yeah. The Light is the Darkness by Laird Barron. I didn't care about this author. I've yet to read something by him that I enjoyed, which is a shame. So much people like about him, but maybe it's not me. And Island of Bones by Gary Triana. This is the first book in a trilogy, and I didn't enjoy it. Don't know if I'm going to read the second, but okay, let's see. Now, top 10, that's why you are here. My top 10 starts with John Van Stry, Stand Alone. This is a military sci-fi novel I read last month, and I really enjoyed it. The first of 6 novels, of 6 books, I enjoyed. If you are a man, I mean, not a man, but if you enjoy stuff that doesn't bow down to certain ideologies, you will enjoy this. Some may say that women are underrepresented here. I don't believe they are. These books are written for males. That's you should, because nobody complains when a book is written for a female, like romance, roman fantasy, and so on. Those books are written primarily for female authors, female people, and this one is more to male. That's it. Don't Please don't complain about this book because it's a male fantasy. The first is the same thing as the other one is a woman fantasy. I don't understand the problem. That's it. That is a military sci-fi. If you enjoy military sci-fi, yeah, you can read this without any issue. It's the first of a series. This will feel uncompleted. I have all the books there. I'm going to read them probably in the next few months, the second novel. Now, going to talk about a book that I don't have it with me, which is Peter Fervari, which is a Warhammer 40k novel called The Reverie. That novel is amazing. It's, instead of the normal bolter shootout between the various factions of Warhammer, this is more philosophical, more chaos falling, more focused on the characters and how they can fall to chaos, if you, or something like that. It's very weird, to be honest, but it's beautiful written. Everything is beautiful written. I would advise you to read my review of Goodreads, because I really try to put passage there, different words that I never even heard of it. It was an amazing read. I really enjoyed it. If you want something different from the normal shoot and kill of Warhammer, yeah, that one will be a good book to read. Those two, the standalone, so this book here and the other one, I gave 89 out of 100. And now I'm going to show you Penumbra. Penumbra, the Unmaking of Earth by H.R. Graves. I read this book 2 months ago or last month. I don't remember. It was in the beginning, but so I don't remember. And this book is very interesting and at the same time weird. I can find people reading this book and not enjoying. I can see other people like Queens from like Queen Idea or something like that, and enjoying. I can see other people enjoying sci-fi elements and not enjoying this one. This is end of the world kind of scenario. So something goes off with the CERN Institute, and well, something is the reality is basically folding up, and this is a book mainly focused on that situation. And although it's the way it's written, at times I thought maybe this is AI, and maybe it is. To be I don't believe it is, but it can be, because there are like several. Most of the novel is like comparisons, like something something, like something something, and all of them throughout the novel. But this is a good existential lism, a good novel dealing with sci-fi, something weird, something Lovecraftian coming out of this reality. I really enjoy this one. Then we've got, sorry, the so 10, 9, 8. This is number 7. Number 7, it's A Slow Ship to Oblivion by Jake Theriault, which is a mystery set in a sci-fi element. I really enjoy this. If you want incense punk as the new genre that's being created dealing with religious themes in sci-fi stuff, this one is a must go. It's a mystery novel. If you don't enjoy Christianity or religion themes, you will probably not enjoy this novel. This I gave as well 90. Then we've got with 92 the Mia Dahlia Estate Sale, which is a horror novel dealing with, it's just like a story, and then within the story there are short stories within. So it's like a mix of short stories with a bigger story within. They are connected, and this is a very good novel. It's a very dark novel that deals with this, well, this no, this family, like they are the Romanovs. Well, okay, I'm not going to say more. So basically, there is like a old woman which is she's dying, or she's died, and several of her possessions have gone to be sold in the estate sale, and those short stories are basically stories within those stuff that are sold, and each story is very different, deals with a particular type of situation, and some are very horrific and some are not. Some are quite normal and feel horror, but the story itself, it's very beautiful. I really enjoyed the characters, the two main characters that deal with all of these, not the short story itself, but the short story, the story itself. I'm not selling this book. Good, yeah. But I made a review a couple of days ago. But I really enjoyed this. Mia Dahlia knows how to write, and in the end, I was what? And that's something that must be praised. Then we've got, sorry, Turn Up the Sun. In particular, Stridor. Stridor is a story about a woman. She's like a medical, and she's going through a rough patch in her marriage. Basically, she's betraying her husband, and the way the story is written, it's very, very good. The character development is at top level, even with the short story. Well, short format, because it's around 100 pages, so it's a novella. In this case, Tyler Jones really gave us something interesting, and then due to, well, she's betraying her husband, and she does some bad decisions on her professional life, and those issues have consequences, and this is dealing with that. So, Stridor, it's a very good novella that I would advise everyone to read. Then Strange Buildings. This is the third book by Uketsu that I read. I've caught up so far, and this is a novel dealing with, well, strange buildings. This follows the other one that he wrote previously, Strange Houses, and even the main character talks like that. So we're dealing, okay, when I was writing Strange Houses, this happened. So it's very weird way it's written, but it's very interesting because all of the stories are connected. It's an overachieving mystery within the story. There are I believe 11 or 12, something like that, stories, and all of these stories end up with a resolution, if you want to call it like that. It's like a Poirot exposition in the end of the novel. Here is the same thing. Like there is a guy that solves the mystery of all of these stories. I really enjoyed this one. And this one has 380 pages, so it's very big for a book compared with the two previous Varioketso, but it shows, again, same format, so artwork about the house and so on. I'm eagerly waiting for Strange Maps. Now, top 3, if I'm not mistaken. We've got The Wolf and the She-Bear. I gave this a 94 out of 100, and this is the first novel, well, a novella, about written by Morgenstern, dealing with this woman, which she is a mercenary, Samantha Redwine, and this deals with her beginning of, well, not beginning because she's already a mercenary, and deals with the situation. And this was very good book that delves into the character, into this world, and give you glimpses of what may happen, what is happening in the world and so on, and it makes you read this first book in the series. And I read the first book, and although it's not as good as this because it's very long, it's like 600 pages, this one was amazing. I really enjoyed this one. If you want to try something grimdark, something new, I would advise this one. Now, with 95 out of 100, it's The Murder on Orient Express. This novel, I don't have to say much about it. This is a Agatha Christie novel. This is a reread for me, and this is the reason I enjoy Agatha Christie. I have not read this book like for 20 years, and I remember, of course, the plot. I remember, of course, how it would end, but reading everything else again with a new fresh eye, because I was like 23 or 24 and now I'm 45. It's a bit different. My English is better, and so I really enjoyed this novel. This is one of the best for her, although I would say that The Murder of Roger Ackroyd and Then There Was None are better. This is my opinion, of course. And then the book so far of the month of the year, so far, with a 96 out of 100, it's the Simon Spurrier novel Lord of the Light. This is a novel that deals with Night Lords, and one of that fomented this chapter within the annals of Warhammer. Afterwards, we had to wait like, I don't know, 10 years for a new trilogy to come out about Lord of the Knights. And the author itself tried to do something with this, but I don't think that he could or was allowed. And so this character is mentioned there, but it's not about this. And this is something amazing. Night Lords has been one of my favorite, well, Space Marine chapters, and this fomented why I enjoyed them so much. And the way it's written, because it's a story about this guy that's trying to find something of his Primarch, and the way he talks with the people in this city. There is an investigator as well. The way it's written, the ending is amazing. You could, I really enjoyed the ending, the way everything went on and how it went on. It's an amazing book. Simon really knows how to build these characters, build this world, and twist them in some way. And bear in mind that Simon at this stage, he was 23 years old. It's a shame that he only wrote this one and Fire Warrior, because he would be without any doubt one of the best guys writing in the universe, and he has been. Lord of the Night is very well received, and one of the most beloved books by the Warhammer community. Fire Warrior, no, because it dealt with with the game, and none of the books that are written based on the game, video game, not the world itself, it's have not been well received, and that one hasn't as well. But this one is amazing. I really advise you, if you want to read something dedicated to Chaos Space Marines, or to the fall of a person, to chaos, and I would advise to read this. That's it for me. So I've shown you what I've read. Some thoughts on books, please do tell me. I hope to read more in this next last length of the of the year. I'm going to try to read something more. Horror has been my passion, as you understand. Although looking here, on the top 10 there are 3 horror books, 4, and the others are not. Although the horror is the genre that I usually go, so maybe this is saying something. Top 3, it's not even horror, none of them. So and top 5, only 1 is horror. So maybe this is something that I should think about it, and that's why I'm trying to find more time to read more fantasy and more sci-fi, because thrillers as well. Let's see. Thank you all, and have a great day.